All right, here we go. Hi, everybody. It's Audrey here, and I have with me Kelli Baker Freese. Do you actually go by Kelli Baker, or is that just for Facebook?
That's just for Facebook. I go by Kelli Freese, and it cracks me up when people hyphenate my name, but it's fair. I had so many friends from when I was younger that just knew me as Kelli Baker. So,
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah,
It's one of those things why I just took that middle name off, or the
yeah.
maiden name off. But all right. Well, I'm sorry, totally off topic there.
It's live. You never know
It's
what's going to
live.
happen.
What do you just never know what's going to happen? Okay. So first off, just to get started, I want to introduce Kelli and tell you that she is an integrative nutritional health coach, and she specializes in helping women with thyroid imbalance. Now, you want to talk about a serious specialty niche right there? Holy smoke. I mean, that's like as specialty as you can get. And plus the fact that you also sort of lean towards or specialize in homeschool parents as well, do you not?
I do. Yeah, I'm a homeschool mom, and as I was talking to other moms that we were part of the same homeschool community, I found this whole group of women that had thyroid imbalance and didn't know what to do about it. So probably 70 to 90% of my clients are homeschool parents.
Wow, that's crazy. Isn't that interesting? Now, you want to talk about a seriously specialized niche right there. My goodness.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
All right. So, to get things started, I just want to ask you a little bit about your business. What does it mean to you specifically? And like, what does it mean to be an integrated nutritional coach?
So a lot of coaches really focus on the food. And food is important. It's vital to your life. But the thing is that your whole body is it works together as a whole. There's tons of pieces of the pie. So not only will I look at somebody's food, in fact, there are some clients that we never get to the food because everything falls into place beforehand. So I
Wow.
look at the emotions, and we might do a guided meditation on a client call, or we might just look at supplements or just at how they're exercising. And we're able to put all the pieces into the whole. And that is so vitally important for people now because, yes, food is your medicine, but so is everything else. And nobody's ever looked at somebody and said, "How much stress do you have?"
Mm,
And that can totally change a person's course of their health.
that's very true.
Yeah.
It, and really, our health is every little bit about us, to be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, it
Mhm.
really is.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get started. And I want to ask you, where were you before we met? As in, before you took Business Goddess Style,
Mhm.
where were you at in your business? How were you feeling? Um, how long had you been in business? That kind of a thing. Can you give us a little history?
Yeah. So I had been in business for 2 years. I was actually about to shut down shop when I found you. My husband and I live in Austin with our 5 kids. I had thyroid. I'd been diagnosed with thyroid cancer the year before, and I had just had a really rough time health wise, and I felt like a fraud, and I needed clarity, and I didn't know really who my niche was at the time. I was kind of playing with the thyroid thing. I was kind of playing with just wellness coaching and helping people lose weight, and I was struggling to find clients. I had had a huge run of clients at the very beginning when I first started, and then just crickets. And I looked at my husband and I was like, I'm going to do this. This is my last ditch effort. If this doesn't work, I'm clearly not meant to be a business person. I'm clearly not meant to be a health coach. I'll just be a super healthy mom. And I'm fine with that, but I'm done. We've dropped too much money at this point into this. And I remember my first conversation with you to see if I was not eligible, but if I was an ideal client for you. And I told you I just need clarity. I just need clarity. But I never told you I was about to quit. So
No, no, you didn't actually. I didn't. I don't know that we actually even talked, that I even knew that until after we had completely finished. I think
yeah,
that's actually when I found out that you had been like just ready to go. You'd ready to, that's it. You're done washing the hands and moving on to something else.
yeah,
So, I mean, that's a pretty scary spot to be in.
it is. And I felt like a failure, but I didn't want to tell anybody that I was failing at this. So I would
Yeah.
I had read by so many other business coaches to just fake it till you make it. And so I was faking it as good as I could, just smiling like, oh yeah, I could totally help you. I help hundreds of people. And I'm like, I had 10 clients.
Completely being authentic and all of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Hundreds of
totally.
hundreds of people through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Mhm.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
And so you were feeling like a failure. Was there anything going on? Like, were you feeling like that there was a problem with not being able to contribute to the household as well?
There was actually my husband had lost his job.
Mm-hmm.
And he was without work for 6 weeks. And so I had stopped a lot of things that I had like subscribed to that cost
Mm-hmm.
money,
Right.
like Canva
Yeah.
and the paid MailChimp, because
Right.
I was like, I have to cut costs as much as possible. But the whole time I was like, well, I could totally, like, this could be my big moment where I come in and save the day and make $100,000 this month.
Yeah.
And that was not happening.
Yeah.
Uh, so I just felt like I wasn't doing my fair share
Yeah.
financially.
So what did you expect when you first started with me? What was the expectation that you had of going into Business Goddess Style? I mean, because you were going into it as this is it, this is the last thing I'm going to try and then I'm done. So what was the expectation that you had?
So honestly, I thought that you would tell me to do A, B, C, and D, and I would have this great growing business. And I would just have to do it, just super simple. If I just insert these pegs into this block, then I've completed the puzzle and I will be good to go.
Oh, wow.
Um, I know.
That's
Instead,
not like that's not like that at all.
no, I know. You even told me that it wasn't. Instead, you totally rocked my world because I had to dig deep and deal with my crap. Um, of course, I had no problems because, getting diagnosed with cancer when you're 33 and everything, like that's not going to bring up a whole treasure trove of crap.
Right. All that baggage that, we didn't even know was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will never forget the first week was the non-dominant handwriting.
Yeah.
And I looked at my husband and I was like, this lady is so full of crap. I don't know what she thinks I'm going to do. So but I did it because it was homework, and because there was accountability in the group with it being a Ms. Mine and there being other women. I wasn't about to be the person that sat there and said, I didn't do my homework, because you just don't do that in my world. You do your work and and it also wasn't a program that I could just subscribe to and then never finish.
Right.
Which I'm sure no business owner does that except for me. But
oh, right. Yeah. No one I know has ever done anything like that before. Not me either. Oh no.
oh yeah, no, you're perfect.
I don't.
mean,
I don't have. I don't have a dozen unopened programs sitting in my computer at all. So
right.
no, I don't understand that at all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So, so my husband was like, "Well, do it. Do it and tell me what happens, and we can laugh about it later." So I did it, and I did it. I did it for the whole week, and in that whole week, I wrote a program that I was super excited about. I didn't even know that it was inside of me, or that my business wanted to do it. And then I continued through the whole program, and then I've done it off and on, not every day since, but a lot. But I was able to get intimately connected to my business and know what I needed to do.
That's so awesome.
It is so awesome. And that was just week one. So then I stopped making fun of you.
There was no more making fun after that, huh?
No, I was like, oh, this woman knows her shit. Wow.
Amazing how I went from this full of shit to knowing my shit.
Exactly.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem being full of shit, actually. I've been told that my whole life I have brown eyes. So it's all good. My dad was always very good about telling me that. So what I want to know is, what did you find during our time together?
Well, first of all, like I said at the beginning, I wasn't really clear on my niche.
Right.
And I had no clarity. I was all over the place. So I got really clear on my niche. I help women with thyroid imbalance regain balance
Right.
through several different means, but integratively. And that was incredibly important because anybody will tell you to start a business, you have to know who you're helping, and you can't help just everybody.
That's true.
Yeah, so I got really clear on that. I got really clear on what I wanted out of my business. You
Mm.
know, I felt like at the time I felt like I had to work on it all the time, and I had to be doing something, and
Yeah.
and I don't. I can work 10 hours a week if everything's done.
Yeah.
Um, and I also got better about my pricing. I was incredibly underpriced. And I remember you telling me that and just sitting there going, oh, well, she doesn't understand. Homeschool moms don't have a lot of money. And it was like, oh, but I'm worth that. And I didn't realize that I was worth all of that.
Yeah.
So that is some of what I got clear on, and what I got from it. But like I said before, I got intimately connected to my business. So I can look at things and go, that's not for me. And it's okay. Or I'm not going to do that. Like I don't have, everybody tells you to have like your 10-second elevator speech.
Right.
And we're talking to you and you're going, you don't have to have that. I was like, but everybody says I do. And I could never get, like I obsessed over it.
Right.
And you told me I didn't have to have a website. And that was crazy because I was redoing my website at the time. And I was like, well, I can't do anything because I have a website. And you're like, you don't need it. You don't need a website.
And it's funny that we also had someone, I don't know, was Rebecca in your group, but she didn't even have a website and she launched something in the middle of the whole thing without a website, without anything. So it was pretty amazing actually.
Yeah. Well, she launched something and went like 50 people signed up, or I remember it being a big launch.
Yeah, it was a big launch. But well, I guess what I'm looking for too is that you found that you actually had worth and that your worth was too important to continue to let go.
Yes.
That really, I think, was a bigger issue. I mean, granted, it showed in the way that you weren't charging what you were worth, of course, but it was the decision that you made in yourself that made it so much better for you. That you decided that you were worth it and that you weren't worried about whether they would have the money or not. Because the bottom line is, if someone wants to hire you, they'll find the money, period.
Yeah.
That's the way it works, period. So that's something that's brilliant to find. So let's talk about now what's happened to your business in the time since we worked together.
Yeah. So I launched a couple of small programs that went really well. And then I signed on several one-on-one clients. One of them, I'll never forget messaging you after the program was done and being like, she paid in full for my big program. And you're like, of course she did.
Woo-hoo! Of course she did.
Now raise your prices.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, but and I also enrolled in aromatherapy school because I loved, like I talked to you a lot about loving essential oils, but wanting to be able to use them safely and effectively for any client.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that I launched programs and people signed up for them, and I didn't stress about it. And then when I needed to, yes, and they paid me, and I didn't stress about it. But when I needed to take some time off during like a busy season with my kids, I was able to take it off, and I didn't feel like I was doing something wrong. I was able to step back, still be in my free online coaching group, but I was able to step back from taking on extra clients and come back when I wanted to. Wow. And so I became in charge of my business, not my business in charge of me.
Wow, that's huge.
Yes.
That's huge. I mean, not feeling wrong all on its own is monstrous as it is, because so much of us walk through everything that we do feeling like we're doing it wrong. And the fact that you were able to not feel wrong in yourself and take that time off that you needed, that's congratulations. That's amazing.
Yes,
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that is the core of Business Goddess Style is the Ms. Minding and working with all of your sisters in group. Can you tell me anything about what that was like being in the group? So
that was amazing. That was honestly I was very nervous going into this. I didn't know what the hell I was signing up for. But um, I was kind of worried. I was like, who is she going to put me with? She didn't ask me to fill out paperwork about my style or anything. And I met these women and I liked all of them. And I was like, I could see going shopping with these people. But it was really nice because somehow we all ended up, I think everybody ended up being in the health and wellness industry,
Mhm.
which I thought
Which
was
was
funny.
really weird. Didn't try to make that happen, but okay.
Yeah. But that is so important about you is that you trusted that whoever was supposed to be together would end up together. And so you didn't stress about it. Um, but it was really nice because I could ask a question and not only would I get you coaching me about it, but I could get other people's feedback as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we could discuss it. And that is so important, I think, when you're looking for a wide spectrum of ideas, is that you have it right there. And you're all committed to the program. You're all holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
You know,
I think one of the fun things was that even though everybody was in the healthcare industry, there were so many different viewpoints to where everybody was at that it wasn't redundant, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, we all stay in touch and talk and bounce ideas still. And, you know, it's like I've sent Rebecca somebody, I'm like, you're not right for me, but you're perfect for her.
Right.
You know,
right.
and stuff like that. So
and that's amazing that you guys do that still. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Let me ask you really quick on this. Have you taken other courses to work on your business, improve it? And how would you compare what you did with Business Goddess Style to that?
So I have taken other courses. I took one and I basically gave somebody $500 and didn't get anything out of it. Like it was supposed to be a like one-on-one plus roundtable mastermind.
Okay.
I didn't get anything out of it. I was like, I know this. I can get this off of a free PDF. Okay. And so they're totally different. Where those other courses they'll tell you do this, and this, and you should have clients. But there's no individuality with those courses. There's no, digging deep, because that's what you had me do, is you had me dig really, really deep.
Yeah.
So it was almost like you've integrated counseling, because we're digging deep and going into the past and going into the future and seeing what our problems are and what's holding us back and breaking down those barriers. And that is the difference from any other course, is that it's so much more than just, here's what you have to do and you'll have clients. So, and
it's really hard. It's really hard to follow that this is what you have to do when it doesn't feel congruent to who you are.
Right. Well, it's like putting on a costume or a fat suit.
Right.
You're super uncomfortable, because I did, like I would try to do what other people told me to do. And I was like, I feel like a fraud.
Yeah.
And then you get to the point where you can't look at yourself in the mirror anymore, because you're like, this isn't who I am.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I totally understand.
Yeah.
So my last question is, what did you find that you needed in order to get the customers that you needed?
So I needed to face my fear of failure. And being told, like, hey, you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough to do this, and say, this is who I am. And I needed to be who I am. And that's so vitally important, because if you don't know who you are, you can't help anybody else.
That's true.
So that is one of the things. I also needed to realize that I don't have to do what anybody else tells me to do, even what the business gurus tell you to do.
Yeah.
If it's not you and it's not authentically you, or in my case, me, then it's not going to work.
No.
Everybody knew that I was trying to be somebody that I wasn't.
Yep.
And they're not attracted to a fraud.
No. So. And even though you may not have been a fraud, you know what I mean? You felt like one, whether you were being one or not is beside the point. You felt like one. You could have been trying to be as authentic as you possibly could, but because you were not allowing the other parts of you to be authentic, you put off your belief in your fraudulence.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody saw. So just to dig a little bit deeper into that, by finding those things, your authenticity and all of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think the future looks like for you when it comes to creating the clients and customers that you are looking to bring to you?
I think it looks incredibly rich. Like just today, I don't even know how these people found out about me. I signed two new clients. I wasn't even looking for one-on-one clients.
Awesome.
Yeah. Um, so I think it just looks even better because I've learned how to be me and how to trust myself. So I just think it looks like it's just going to get better from here.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, I really, truly, and I'm not just saying this because we're on a live feed in your group. Like I can't thank you enough for what you did, because I went from being ready to quit to today signing up 2 clients that came out of nowhere.
Well, they didn't come out of nowhere. They came out of you.
Yes, exactly. Yes, true.
Yeah.
So it's just better and better.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Thank
Now,
you.
I'm going to have my little say at this point, because let me just tell you, everybody, Kelli's the bomb. She knows what she's talking about. She has so many different modalities she brings into what she does. And I'm going to invite her to drop her link in if anybody is in that need of integrative health coaching, that you have a thyroid problem, or you're a homeschooling parent, or any of those things. Even if you're not a homeschooling parent, if you have a thyroid problem, Kelli's really good, because she can actually read all of your blood work and help you balance out things from that end in a natural way. So she really does know what she's talking about. She's got a Facebook group, and she's awesome. Kelli is just amazing at what she does. So I highly recommend her. I'm going to invite her to drop her link in our comments. If anybody would like to have a chat with me about joining Business Goddess Style, the groups are forming right now for middle of July. I want to say it was the 18th and 19th that I have scheduled them out. And I would love to talk to you about how you would fit into this, how you can learn to trust yourself, how you can figure out how to not feel wrong and be authentic in your business and change your world. Mm-hmm. Kelli, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. It was a load of fun, and my little ego is all aflutter right now with all of your lovely things that you said.
Yay!
Yay! All right. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Kelli, I will be talking at you.
Sounds good. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.